for Jeff and I, the whole reason why we're here, the reason why we created this show was because we feel very much from our own experiences as students who graduated from Lee several years ago, but from our own experiences, we feel this tremendous call, this responsibility to engage and be a part of the stories and the narratives of students' lives, just like you. And I love the fact that you brought this up, because the whole point of what we're trying to do here is engage in conversations that are encouraging, are helpful for leaders, as well as the people that they're leading when it comes to this particular age group. I have a strong conviction that you should be able to serve where you learn. So as students are coming in to Lee University from literally all over the world, they're coming into Lee University, my hope, and I know Jeff's hope is as well, that we actually get them plugged into a local church somewhere, to be a part of that community, be a part of the fabric of that church, because it matters. It not only matters to that church, it matters to their experience while they're here at Lee. Because if they don't learn the discipline now, as one of the other guests on the show said, if they don't learn the discipline now, it's certainly not going to change once they graduate. So you, of all people, have enough good reason not to be involved in a local church. Bro, you're a celebrity, right? You're in movies. You know, people know your face. I mean, you could be annoyed with autographs. I mean, the kids could. You understand what I'm trying to say, right? Yes, so you get that piece of it. I mean, that's your world. But what is that driving thing in you that says, no matter who I am professionally in acting or whatever, no matter how many films I make, there's that value of staying connected to a local body, a community of believers that strengthens your faith, that impacts you, that shapes you in ways that nothing else can. So there's that piece. But, man, peer-to-peer, because that's the way the change is going to happen. Yes, doesn't matter how many college students listen to this podcast, and we hope there's a ton. But really, it's peer-to-peer. That's going to be the real change factor. So you're here. You're still a student. What would you say to incoming freshmen? What would you say to current seniors? Get involved in a local church. Do something bigger than yourself. I mean, just what is that piece for you that's driving you to do that? And how can we help others do the same?
I think it's really easy, especially as freshmen or, outgoing seniors, to, even with all the wonderful different things that Lee has going on, different, whether they're clubs, organizations, what have you, there's a very real danger of isolating yourself, even with all the things going on. And for me, I lived in BLB my first year. I loved living in a dorm because there was always something going on. Sure. We had this guy that played the fiddle that was like from the mountains of Appalachia, that was raised by his grandmother. Wow. And I would be like in the bed at like 4 a.m, and you would hear like legitimate mountain music, like getting it, like in the cluster, and it's craziness, and it's wonderful, and it's all fun. But even in the madness, it's so easy to just step back, and that's okay to an extent. Not that I'm saying you have to be involved in everything, because you can't overcommit. And I feel like that's something also very easy for freshmen to do. For me, it was okay. Come in. I want to do a Greek club. I want to do a choir. I want to do SLC. I'm doing a sport. I'm doing this, that, and the other. And you get spread out over so many things that you all want to do so well, that you really end up losing a whole lot of yourself in that. And I mean, it's the same danger that you look at with people who lead worship on a full-time basis or pastor on a full-time basis, is that you're not so much getting poured into because you're pouring into other people. That's a huge little bit of advice for me. That's like, okay, Grayson, you need to learn how to say no to some things. And then, as you progress in the years that you're here, you figure out what you really can't handle. Because for me, if I'm around a group of people, whether they're, Lee students or not, whatever's going on, I know what I can handle as far as academically, socially, what's going on, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent. I know what I can handle and what I can't, and you have to figure that out. And I feel like if you are overstressed, overstretched, it's harder to do that. It's harder to take care of yourself. And that's the biggest thing for me, and that driving force is, okay, some things I have to limit myself to because I have to be able to take care of me